Volleyball was invented by William G. Morgan in 1895. He is the physical director of the Young Men's Christian Association in Holyoke, Massachusetts. It was designed as an indoor sport for businessmen who find the new game of basketball too vigorous. The basic equipment you will require for indoor volleyball are court shoes, but knee pads and ankle braces are regularly used by many players as well. For beach outdoor volleyball there is no special equipment required, but you will need to plan for sun protection hydration. Volleyball court dimension. The volleyball court is 60 feet by 30 feet in total. The net is placed in the center of the court, making each side of the net 30 feet by 30 feet. Center line. A center line is marked at the center of the court, dividing it equally into 30 feet squares, above which the net is placed. Attack line. An attack line is marked 10 feet of each side of the center line. Service line. A service line, the area from which the server may serve the volleyball, is marked 10 feet inside the right sideline on each back line. The net. The net is placed directly above the center line, 7 feet 4 inches above the ground for women and 8 feet above the ground for men. Poles. Volleyball poles should be set at 36 feet apart, 3 feet further out from the sidelines. Ceiling height. The minimum ceiling height should be 23 feet, though they should preferably be higher. Playing format. A set is played until one of teams gets 25 points with a minimum lead of 2 points. If one of teams gets 24 points and the opposing team gets 24 points, then the set is played until one of teams achieves a 2-point lead. In order to get a point, a team has to land the ball on the opponent's side of the court. Playing actions. In play. After the referee's whistle for service, the volleyball is in play once the contact for serve has been made. Out of play. The volleyball is out of play once a fault has occurred and is whistled by a referee. If an inadvertent whistle occurs, the rally is ended and the referee must make a ruling that doesn't penalize either team. The ball is in. Rules of volleyball. Volleyball is in once it touches the court. The court's boundary lines are part of the court and are in. The ball is out. The ball is out when the volleyball contacts the floor completely outside the boundary lines. The volleyball touches an object outside the court, the ceiling or person, that is out of play. The volleyball touches the ropes, antennae, posts, or net itself that is outside the antennae. The volleyball crosses the vertical plane of the net either partially or totally outside the crossing space above or completely outside the antennae. And when volleyball completely crosses the space under the net, the volleyball remains in play if it contacts objects or the ceiling that is higher than 4.6 meters 15 feet above the playing area. The volleyball is out and a playover is directed when the volleyball contacts an overhead object that is less than 4.6 meters 15 feet above a playable area and would have remained playable if the object wasn't present. The volleyball comes to rest on an overhead object above a team's playing area and is still a playable ball. And when an official, media equipment, or spectator interferes with a player's legal attempt to play the ball. Faults in playing the ball. For hits. A team contacts the volleyball 4 times before returning it. Assisted hit. A player gets support from a teammate in order to make a play on a volleyball. Catch. The volleyball is caught or thrown. It doesn't rebound from the contact. Double contact. A player contacts the volleyball twice to separate attempts in succession, or the ball contacts various parts of a player's body in succession. Service. The volleyball serve is one of the 6 basic volleyball techniques. A serve is used to put the ball into play to start the volley. The serve is the only skill controlled solely by one player. Screening. The screening rule in volleyball means that the volleyball players in positions 2, 3 and 4 close to the net from a team that is to make a starting action. The serve interfere with their bodies or their hands and prevent the opponent's receivers to have a clear view on the server. Faults made during the service. An unsuccessful serve in which one or more of the following occurs. 1. The ball hits the net or fails to clear the net, 2. The ball lands out of bounds, or 3. The server commits a footfall. Attack hit. The attack hit is the action of a player to direct the ball towards the opponent's court. When the ball is contacted by the blocker or crosses the vertical plane of the net, then it is considered as completed. Faults of the attack hit. If a player initiates attack hit on the ball completely within the playing space of the opposing team, a back row player completes an attack hit from the front zone, when at the moment of the attack hit, the ball is entirely above the top of the net. Interruptions, intervals, and delay. The time period between a completed rally and the whistle for the next service is considered an interruption. The time between sets is called an interval, which lasts for 3 minutes. And a delay is any improper action of any player that prevents a game from resuming. Regular game interruptions. Timeouts. Maximum of 2 timeouts per game for a team is allowed. Timeout lasts 30 seconds. Technical timeouts are 60 seconds long, and they are called by the referee at 2 different times in the game. When the leading team reaches 8 points and 16 points. Substitution of 1 or more players is permitted at the same time. A player in the starting lineup may leave the set and re-enter, but only in his or her previous position in the lineup. A substitute may enter a set in the position of the starting lineup. Improper request. It is improper to request an interruption during a rally or at the moment of or after a whistle for a serve by a non-authorized team member. The libero player. The libero is a player specialized in defensive skills. The libero must wear a contrasting jersey color from their teammates and cannot block or attack the ball when it is entirely above net height. When the ball is not in play, the libero can replace any back row player without prior notice to the officials. Referees. The referee is responsible for officially recognizing team requests, substitutions, timeouts, and communicating with the coaches at the appropriate times. There are often multiple referees in a match. Official hand signals in volleyball. 1. Illegal alignment. Improper services means players must stand in the correct order on court. 2. Line violation. When serving in volleyball, it is illegal to step on or over the baseline during the serve. 3. Illegal hit. Although volleyball looks rather simple and easy to pick up, when you dive deep into the technique, it can actually be very challenging. 4. Delay of service. Since the referee has blown the whistle to initiate the start of the rally, a player has 8 seconds to serve the ball. That, and a lot more. Completed block. A completed block is when the blocker does make contact with the ball. That's it for this video made by Charmaine Cavastani.